So it comes with 2 washers and the graphite side of the mechanical seal. Now when you rebuild the pump, the rebuild kit, as Rodney's going to pull it out, it comes with the ceramic seal, the graphite side of the mechanical seal, and the 2 washers right there. So he's going to show us how to reinstall. It's good to dip the graphite side, pretty much all the parts, in some soapy water. It'll help them slide on and not bind up as you reassemble. So he's going to take the hub, get it soapy. He's going to slide on the silver washer first, then the brass. This is the small end of the shaft. It's a larger there, so it will only slide on this end. And then he's going to slide on the graphite part of the mechanical seal. You'll notice this graphite's going to be on top. So not on bottom, the graphite's going to be on top, which will mate with the ceramic when we press the ceramic in. Just going to press it on gently with his fingers until it's fully seated. Now he's going to pull out the ceramic side of the mechanical seal out of the soapy water. He's going to clean out the pump casing just to make sure it's all clean in there before he puts in the ceramic part of the seal. So he's going to line it. Just be careful, that ceramic can crack if you're not careful as you press it in. So again, he's going to use a round object to press it in. We have a dowel rod here, and then he's just going to kind of work it in until he feels it seat. It doesn't require too much pressure with that soapy water. And there it is. If you look on the back, you can kind of see that it's seated flush and that it's not awkwardly jammed in there. You're going to want to make sure that's nice and flush. Alright, so he's ready to reinstall. So he's going to align the pump casing to the motor, to the 4 holes, with these 2 little notches up. And he's going to install his 4 bolts. Alright, now he is going to install the graphite side of the mechanical seal, which is already installed to the brass hub. So again, you're going to have to use a flathead on the back to counter torque. And he's going to thread that on clockwise, using his left hand to counter torque the flathead. So he's going to thread that on till it's snug. Then he's going to install the impeller backwards, align the key, and then using gloves or a rag and counter torquing with the flathead, he's going to snug it down. So that's just to get the hub a little tighter. Just want to make sure it's nice and hand tight before you finish the installation. Alright, so now that he's got all the old Teflon tape cleaned off the set screw, he's going to install 2 to 3 turns of Teflon tape. This is a pretty special set screw here. It has a brass tip and it's a stainless body, so you're going to want to make sure you don't lose it. He's going to install it with the 1/8 inch Allen wrench. Make sure it's flush and not sticking out. Now he's going to reinstall the impeller, and this is going to be the correct way now. So align the key and it should sit nice and flush into the pump body. Now he's going to reinstall the O-ring here. So he's going to put a little Vaseline on it just to make sure it slides right in there and doesn't wear. And he's just going to press it into the gland there. Alright, now he's going to put the other side of the pump body. Just going to slide it on and install his 4 bolts. So on these outer bolts here on the pump body, you're just going to want to go just snug with the wrench so that the impeller doesn't seize up in there. What he's doing right now is he's checking that the pump turns freely and that he didn't over tighten it. So with the flat head, he's just turning the motor and making sure it still spins. What we normally do here is we have a break-in period. So once we reinstall this pump and motor, we'll let it run for a few minutes, break in, and then we'll slowly tighten these up as it runs. After it's been running for about 5 minutes, we'll go fully tight and it'll be broken in. Rodney's got the pump reassembled and ready to install into the water recovery system frame. So he's just gonna work it in, slide it under the tank. With the hose out of the way, you can kind of slide it in between there. Now he's going to work it into position to line up his 4 mounting holes. And then he's just going to start the back 2 towards the back of the motor first. So he's got that one started. Now he's going to start the one in the back. It's very hard to see. Now he's going to pull the motor forward as far as it can on those 4 bolts, and then he's going to tighten them with the 1/2-inch wrench. Now that Rodney's got it mounted, he's going to reconnect the plumbing. First he's going to reconnect the cross here. So he's going to insert the cross into the end, and then he's going to start to thread on the nut. So he's using the 1 1/16 wrench. These can be a little stiff, but he's going to thread that until he feels it seat, and then he's going to do his final quarter turn to tighten the swage lock. Now that he's got it seated, he's going to counter torque on the cross. And he's going to finish off the tightening. For the torque mark, he's going to put on his mark saying that it was torqued. And we're all tight. You can see the torque marks right there. Now he's going to reattach the blue hose that comes from the tank. The routing is under this white hose, and it follows a nice curve here and attaches to the inlet of the pump body. So he's going to hand thread the nut in place. He's going to counter torque with the 1 1/16 on the 90. and then he's going to go his final quarter turn once it's seated or hand tight. Again, he's going to use a Sharpie for a torque mark. And now our plumbing's reconnected. Now he's going to attach the wiring. So he's going to thread the cable end connections up through the first cord grip, through there. And work them through to the top. Now that he's got all the wiring pushed through the cord grip, he's going to reattach the ground. He's going to slide, you can see the heat shrink there, he's going to slide it up to the heat shrink it's just showing. So he's going to attach the ground to the ground terminal. He's going to slide the rest of the other grounds that he had to slide off back onto the terminal. Alright, now he's going to connect the ring terminal to terminal board 1 top with the Phillips head screw and Phillips head screwdriver. Right there, first location. Okay. Just to clarify, he's connecting it to number 6 on this relay. You can kind of see it on the diagram there. The number 6 is actually labeled on the plastic below this spade terminal. So he's going to use some needle nose just to assist as he connects this wire to the spade terminal. Makes it a little easier there. And it's back on. Now he's going to tighten the cord grip. Cord grip number 1 with the Phillips head screwdriver. Always good to check your wiring so we know we got our ground connected. We got the ring terminal, which is actually labeled wire number 1, terminal board 1 top, and then wire number 2 he's got to terminal 6 on K2A right here. So now he's wired up. He's gonna reinstall all his zip ties to organize the cable bundle. So he's gonna cinch them all together and reinstall some zip ties. To wrap up the pump rebuild procedure, you can see we got the main cable bundle here zip tied together, nice and clean. He has re-zip tied the level switch wire to the hose here. So to qualify your system, you're going to want to reconnect it to the sterilizer main unit, fill it up with water, and run it, and come down here and look for leaks. Again, on the break-in of the pump, we recommend to snug these bolts initially and then tighten them down as it runs. So you can snug them up every minute or so, and then after about 5 minutes you can go fully tight. So yes, just check for leaks here, check for leaks here, and you should be good to go on your rebuild. Thanks.